It's only a few days before Christmas, and I have a little haul here to show you before I show my Christmas haul. So, hope you guys enjoy this, and let's go ahead and get into the video. Hey guys, it's Mandak coming at you with another haul video here. So welcome into haul video number 152. So I hope you guys are having a great day, week, month, and year, as I always do, as I always say there. But yeah, so as I mentioned, this is kind of the last haul I have before Christmas. I'm actually filming this on the 21st of December, so should hopefully go up the week of Christmas, and then usually I think the week after Christmas is when I'll post the Christmas haul stuff, if I, depending on what I get, I guess. But anyways, yeah, got a lot of good stuff here. Ordered some stuff from Target. They were having a sale. Got one book from Amazon, and then got some Lego from actually Lego.com and Target. So kind of just some last minute things here. It's really not that much stuff that I've picked up here, but a lot of good additions to the collection, and we'll go through it all here. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into this video, starting as always with the comics. Alright guys, welcome into the comic book section here for haul video number 152. So as I mentioned, I do have a couple books to show, but before I get into those books, I do also want to touch on what I've been reading since the last haul video. So since the last haul, I did finish Postal. That was a really great series, really great ending, just great characterization. I know there's some like spin-off series for it that I might try to track down and read at some point, but the series as a whole was really good. And it's funny because I'm pretty sure as soon as I finished collecting it, or maybe a couple months after, they released a Postal compendium. So if you're interested in the series, you want to read it for one nice cheap price, I think you can get all 26, or I'm not sure if it's 25 or 26 issues in one big compendium. So definitely recommend reading that if you have the time there. Also, I did read the Star Wars Infinities Epic Collection. So that Epic Collection is kind of like a retelling of the original trilogy, kind of using alternate timelines, of certain things going differently with the Star Wars storyline. So, for example, in Episode 4, Luke does not blow up the Death Star, and then basically like the Yavin base gets like partially destroyed, and Vader ends up taking Princess Leia back to Coruscant to be his apprentice, and that whole thing happens. In Episode 5, Luke actually dies on Hoth after being attacked by the Wampa, so that's interesting with that. And in Episode 6, they don't free Han from the Carbonite, so you kind of see how those play out. I won't say too much of what happens afterwards, but I thought they were really cool reimaginings of the story. It's kind of cool to see like an alternate timeline, kind of like a what if scenario, if you will. And then the Epic Collection ends with The Star Wars, which basically was the original, I guess, script that George Lucas wrote for Episode 4, but in comic book form. And I really did not like that at all. First of all, it was very hard to keep track of some of the characters, especially considering that, like, we all have this preconceived idea of like what the characters are in the, canon movies, and they used a lot of similar names, and it was just very tough to keep track of that stuff, and the plot was just very convoluted. I mean, it's very clear to see why this wasn't the final script of the movie. it was just very convoluted, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of different plot threads and stuff that was talked about that I just really didn't like that much. But yeah, it just showed that it was something that could not be told in like 2.5 hours as a movie. It just had so much stuff going on that it was just, you know, it just got lost in its own translation, it feels like. But yeah, overall though, I thought that was a really cool epic. I'm really glad I finally got around to reading that. Next on the list here, I finished Oblivion Song, the compendium for that. So I know I recently picked that up, like probably two haul videos ago. I picked that compendium up and really enjoyed that. It's basically the story of Nathan and Edward Cole, who flip-flop between Earth and this realm called Oblivion. And you know, an alien race comes to Oblivion and kind of comes to Earth and tries to invade it. So it's a very, very sci-fi heavy. The art's beautiful, and the writing is pretty spot on. It was a page turner. I finished that book in a week, and it was 36 issues, and I was also reading some other stuff on the side. So definitely worthy of a pickup there. Robert Kirkman's writing is spot on here with this. So, you know, if you liked Invincible and you liked Walking Dead, you're gonna really like this. The thing I would probably relate it the most to is probably like Black Science, if I had to pick something like that. It has the art style was also very similar, and I'm not sure if it's the same. I don't think it's the same person that's doing the art for both books, but it had very much the same vibe, same tone, everything there. So and both of those series I really enjoyed. So if you're into that, definitely check it out there. The next book I did and read was The Avengers Trial of Yellow Jacket. So I know I talked about that in my previous haul video, that was something I was going to read on Marvel Unlimited, just because you guys can go ahead and look it up. That trade paperback is extremely out of print and extremely expensive online, so I just decided to go and just read the I think it was like 18 or 19 issues on Marvel Unlimited, and it definitely did not disappoint. You know, I felt like it could have been condensed a lot, you know, because we start off the book with, or the plot thread with, the whole court-martialing of Yellow Jacket and Hank Pym, and then we get the slap, and then we get the divorce, and then we kind of disappear from that whole plot thread for like a solid 5 or 6 issues, and we go off and we do like these other plot lines like in space and like with Moondragon and stuff like that, and then we come back to Yellow Jacket, and then this whole plot thread with him and Egghead and all these other villains. And, you know, finally we get the resolution of it with Hank just walking away from the team, which, you know, was really sad to see. You know, I mean, it's really sad to see it, you know, just because I've read everything pretty much around this era, like up until this point, and then everything after, you know, with Hank becoming kind of like a reserve member, and then like a part of the West Coast Avengers, like albeit not in a like hero capacity. But yeah, it was just a very sad ending, you know, just a lot of sad feelings around, and it was very dramatic to see the you know, domestic abuse that he gave to Janet. They actually show her with a bruised eye at one point, which I thought was pretty bold for a comic back then. But yeah, it is a very touchy subject, you know, with this, so I won't be surprised if this is like the last epic collection we get of the Volume 1 Avenger stuff, just because of like the controversial, I wouldn't say controversial, but like I said, just the sensitive nature of the storyline there. But anyways, just get into some of the last couple things here that I read, and then I'll get into the books that I bought. Currently I'm reading 2 books right now. I'm reading Vigilante by Marv Wolfman, along with, you know, Keith Pollard and George Perez and stuff like that. And I'm really actually enjoying it. It was a little slow to start, you know. Vigilante, for anyone who isn't familiar, is basically DC's Punisher, in my opinion. You know, his alias is Adrian Case, or Chase, I think it is. He's an attorney at law or a lawyer or something, and his wife and child are killed by like mobsters, and you know, he basically goes on like this one man, you know, salvation to end crime and take matters into his own hands as a vigilante. So, you know, I was a little skeptical at first. It was a little slow to start, but we're getting into, I'm in like the last 2 issues of this paperback, and it's actually really starting to heat up. Some stuff actually happened at the end that I'm really enjoying, so I'm reading that. And then also, I am making my way through the Infamous Iron Man Complete Collection, which has the 12 issues of Infamous Iron Man, you know, when Dr. Doom becomes Iron Man after Tony dies in Civil War II, I believe. And then we have the Return of Tony Stark storyline, which I'm about halfway through right now. So got a couple more issues there to knock out of that. But overall, really liking that. That's just kind of more of an extension of Bendis there. And, excuse me. It's interesting because I believe back when Infamous Iron Man was coming out, I believe we also had the Riri Williams stuff coming out like together, like, you know, back when this was coming out in 2017. So I felt like I should have, like, in hindsight, I probably should have stopped after I read all the Infamous Iron Man stuff and then went back and read the Ironheart, like, original stuff, and then went to read the Search for Tony Stark. But I'm okay going backwards. I think after I finish this collection, I'm gonna go backtrack and read all the Ironheart stuff, just so I can get caught up on that. And I'm tempted to just continue my readathon of the Iron Man stuff that I haven't read all the way through yet. So after this, it's probably going to be the Tony Stark stuff, which I'm not looking forward to. But I got to read it all just so I can have an informed opinion about it. I've read probably about 50% of it, maybe a little bit less than that. And then I'm going to read all of Cantwell's stuff, which I'm definitely looking forward to. That's going to be really good. And then Jerry Duggan. And then I think that's pretty much all of my Iron Man reading. I think I've pretty much read everything I wanted to read, aside from going back and filling in some gaps of Iron Man Volume 1 stuff that I haven't read, which isn't a lot. I will have pretty much read like every standalone Iron Man book that Marvel has produced, which is pretty insane. So yeah, that's that. So 11-minute introduction aside, I'm sorry that took so long, but we'll go ahead and get into the books here after I move some stuff out of the way, because I definitely didn't prepare for this properly like I should have. But yeah, so books, I did pick up some stuff. The first book here is Frog Catchers by Jeff Lemire. So I was actually down in Florida a couple weeks ago for work, and when I was down there, naturally, I like to go to local bookstores and stuff like that to see if there's any paperbacks or anything I could pick up that's cheap. And saw this one. I got this at Books A Million for $5. And yeah, this is just a Jeff Lemire book that I don't own. This is, you know, graphic novel here, drawn and written by Jeff Lemire. So again, if you liked Essex County, Roughneck, you know, Royal City, all that stuff, you know, Sweet Tooth is another one. You'll definitely enjoy this. It's you know, the writer and the artist in one. So I'm really excited to read through this. I love getting these books too because they're a very quick read. I definitely think I can finish this in a day, probably less than a day. But it's nice to pick that up. And it's interesting because after I bought this book, I went back and I actually wanted to see like how many like standalone graphic novels that Jeff Lemire has written, and he's actually written a lot that I actually wasn't even aware of. So I'm trying to track them down as I see them. I have some on my Amazon like wish list type of stuff, just to keep an eye on if it goes on sale or something. But yeah, really cool to get that. So sticking with the trend of Jeff Lemire, also picked up another one here, The Underwater Welder. Again, written and drawn by Jeff Lemire. So again, I don't know too much about these books other than the fact that they're written by one of my favorite writer-artist combos. Well, not really a combo, but dual writer-artist type of thing. But yeah, this is just, again, some really good stuff and something else I think I can definitely knock out in a day or so. So yeah, really nice to get this. And I think for anyone who's, for anyone who's still shopping for this, I actually picked this up for a decent price online. I think I paid like 10 bucks for it. Retail price on this is 20, so I got it for half off. So if you're into picking this up, it's a pretty good price online right now. All right, and then the last book here, I kind of bought on a whim because a couple weeks ago at this point, Target was having a sale where if you spend $50 on books, you get $10 off, which I thought was a pretty decent deal. And I was looking around, I was considering some omnibus, but I'm like, yeah, they're all Marvel omnibus, and if it's not something I'm really like excited about, I can probably just download all the issues on Marvel Unlimited and save myself the money. But then I came across this, and it's interesting because I think this came on my radar a little bit ago. I was a little piqued by obviously the artist here, and that is Richard Stark's Parker, The Complete Collection by Darwin Cook. So yeah, really interested in this. Obviously Darwin Cook, very notable comic book artist. Unfortunately, passed away a little bit ago at this point, but yeah, this collects a lot of good stuff here. This has a lot of these standalone stories here, so let me see if I can find which ones those are. But yeah, so it has The Hunter, The Man with the Getaway Face, The Outfit, The Seventh, The Score, and Slayground. So I could have went in that and tried to hunt all these down separately and buy them, and maybe I could have saved some money there in the process, I don't know. But I got this for like about 40 bucks, so I think Target was selling it for around like 50 some bucks, and I got $10 off, so I again saved like, got it for like 45 bucks, which you can see here. This book is pretty thick. You're looking at, over 500 pages of material, and again, it's Darwin Cook, so you're not going to be disappointed. A lot of it's very like monochromatic, like in the sense that you get the black and white, and then you also have the kind of like different shades of color in here. So you get purple here. So this is going to be a nice treat to read. I definitely want to read this at some point soon. I have a couple of Darwin Cook stuff. I've read a couple of his stuff over the years. I've read his, New Frontier stuff. And then I do have this book down here. It's The Art of Darwin Cook. So I read that about a year or two ago. I took it down with me for a vacation in Stone Harbor. And I breezed through that book in like less than a day on the beach. It was a treat to read. So yeah, really happy to get that. But yeah, that's really all my stuff here. So I have a couple things on my IST wish list that I might be picking up. But it is nice to be saving money, rather than spending it. Because there was points there where I was buying books like every single week from IST to kind of keep my like recurring discount going. And, it's nice because now I'm in the phase now where if I buy books like these, like from independent, because I can't read these digitally anywhere, at least that I'm not aware of. But yeah, like as I buy these books, like I'm looking around my collection, pulling stuff off the shelf to resell of things that I'm not gonna, want to reread, or things that I can reread on Marvel Unlimited for free. So just trying to, as I add things, remove things from my collection so I'm not losing space in the grand scheme of things. But yeah. That is my comic stuff. It's crazy it took 17 minutes to talk about 3 books, but that's because I had all this other stuff to cover. So But yeah, overall, really nice. And let's go ahead and get into the Lego. All right, guys, welcome back into the haul here. So, yeah, like I said before, with Lego here, this was kind of the last big push of Lego purchasing I had for the end of the year. And a couple things I bought here for investment reasons, or maybe to open up later, who knows. But some stuff I did buy on a nice sale. And for the first time in probably about a year or so, I ordered a Lego sets from Lego.com. So, I remember when I first got back in this hobby, I was ordering from Lego like on a very frequent basis. And I've certainly slowed that down tremendously now. Just overall, my purchasing of Lego has slowed down a lot. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get into it. So when I was down in Florida again, I did pick up these poly bags. So I did buy 2. My plan was probably to build one of these either tonight or tomorrow, sometime before Christmas, I guess, because this is kind of like a nice little winter poly bag to build. I mean, technically, I can keep this out probably past Christmas, because it's not really like Christmassy in the sense of that. But yeah, we got 2 here though, so I can put 1 into the poly bag collection now, which is getting ever so big. I'm now I'm now past like 2 10 quart like bins or whatever you want to call them. Like, it's getting pretty big. I might need to rethink my storage options for that. But again, really nice to pick this up, and we'll give this a build probably sometime soon then. All right, let's see here. Next thing I picked up was a set that I bought from Lego.com, and I was actually kind of surprised they still had these, because these have been out for like almost 2 years now, and I know they haven't been selling well, and that's probably the reason why they're still on the website, because they're trying to get rid of their stock of it. But that is the Lego 40557 Hoth Troopers character pack. So I did buy a couple of these. I did open a couple of these and build them. And I think this is the second one I bought sealed. I definitely will keep this one sealed too, to hopefully maybe resell one day for a good price. But yeah, really interesting that we got these in 2022 and then they just totally went away in 2023, never to be seen again. And it's really funny because this one was always available, always ready to buy, and the Clone Trooper one, which everyone wanted, was constantly sold out. And Lego took that as, I guess, because of this performance and the other one not, outperforming, they just decided to just get rid of this altogether. I don't know the reason behind that. I thought this was a perfect alternative to a battle pack, which was $20, and another opportunity for Lego to kind of incorporate some more characters into their lineup every year. But unfortunately, we're probably never going to see this again. So that's really sad. I really like this idea. The Marvel characters usually have one of these come out, and I don't even think we saw one this past year for that, which is also kind of sad. I guess we're done with this at this point, which, like I said before, is kind of disappointing. But maybe it was something where people just weren't buying them. So, but yeah, that was really cool to pick one of those up to keep them sealed. Next up I got here, picked up another 501st Clone Troopers battle pack here with the Specialist Troopers. I think I've only opened 1 or 2 of these, maybe just 1. But this one, at this point now, all the battle packs are pretty much on sale now for 20% off. So I've just been picking some up as I've needed to fill out some Amazon orders or stuff like that. But yeah, I do have 2 of these sealed, and I may keep these both sealed for now. I'll have to decide. I just don't know where I would, it just makes more sense for me to keep this sealed. If I don't know where to put these minifigures and I don't have any use for them right now, I mean, it just makes more sense for me to just buy it and keep it sealed. So, yeah, kind of diversifying my sealed collection, if you will, with battle packs, because I know, again, battle packs just if there's one thing that's guaranteed with Lego investing is that battle packs almost always go up in, like, significantly go up in price once they're retired. And I'm sure these ones will too. So fingers crossed there for that. Okay. Next that I got here was one that I waited for a sale for, and I know a lot of people don't like these types of sets, but I really like them, and I'm really excited to display this one with my Captain America stuff, and that is the Lego Captain America construction figure. So I like this image here. I think that's really cool, but overall, I think this is pretty cool. I mean, the face is a little derpy, right? You know, you're gonna get a little bit of that there. But overall, I like the color scheme. I like the use of brown to kind of represent like the leather parts of his outfit, his costume. Yeah, I think they did a good job with the waist, trying to depict the like red and white stripes there. But yeah, I really like these figures. You know, I've picked up every single one they've released up until this point. So I did get the Wolverine one. I have the Batman one. You can see behind me there. You know, the Iron Man one was the first one we got, which I have that one. And then all the Spider-Man themed ones, you know, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Venom. So I like these. They're a nice, very easy build, easy display set. I think they're really cool, and this will perfectly accompany another set I'm going to show you here very shortly. So there's that. But yeah, I'm definitely going to try to give this a build sometime soon, since I finally did a haul video and I can actually build some of these sets. So there's that. All right, next set I picked up here I got from Target. So this set has been on sale for, God, a super long time, and I just decided to pick it up because initially when this set was announced, I wasn't going to pay the full price for it, so waited, and sure enough, I got 20% off of it, and that is the Lego Marvel Hulkbuster, the Battle of Wakanda. So this is yet again another set tied to the Infinity Saga, like kind of like subline for Marvel, and I'm really glad here in 2023 that they're continuing to use this kind of sub-theme to go back and do like sets like this. Now granted, we did get a Hulkbuster back when Infinity War came out, so I don't know what the motivation was, or the thought was behind like fast tracking this set again, and granted making it even more expensive than the previous one was, at probably the same or less pieces. But yeah, I guess what made me kind of consider buying this, because when I first saw it, I'm like, I don't want to buy that. I already have enough Hulkbusters. But it's interesting because the last couple of weeks, as I might have told you guys, I have been slowly going through my entire Lego collection and just making some hard decisions on which sets I want to keep built and which ones I just want to break down and put into spare parts. And it's funny because I brought a whole bin back up with me of Marvel sets, and the only ones I decided to keep were all the mechs that the Iron Man mechs that I had. So that was the Hydra Stomper, the Ironmonger, and the Sakaran Hulkbuster, which we still haven't seen yet in What If. And I think we're going to see it this season with season 2. So because of that, I was like, you know what, let me pick this up, because one day when I do have more space to display my Lego collection, I do plan to kind of display all the Hulkbuster play sets together. I think that'll be a really nice display, and obviously like someone like myself who's really into Iron Man, I think that'll be a nice, like if there was going to be any play sets I was going to display my collection, it would be those. Everything else in my collection I display right now is either like a helmet or like a character build or those construction figures. Like I don't really display a lot of play sets like this per se. But I think this one's going to look really well on a shelf one day. So, again, that's the intent there with that. So, may end up buying another one of these to keep sealed if it goes on an even bigger sale, like next Christmas, which I think that's when it will happen. So, there's that. But, okay. And finally, this last set that I got, you know, when the set was announced at the $200 price point, and I'm sure some of you guys can already guess what that is, I was like, yeah, I'm not paying 200 bucks for this. I'll definitely wait for a sale. And sure enough, sales came and went. There was a sale that went on for 25% off of the set, which brought it down to $150, and I was like, still don't want to pay $150 for this. And sure enough, this is just the story with this. I was flying back from Florida, right, from my trip. I was landing on my airplane, about to take off, like maybe like 5 or 10 minutes from takeoff. And I'm just browsing through Target because I got a notification that select Lego sets were 40% off today. And that was like a limited time deal for just that day. And so I went on there, was browsing through, you know, found the typical sets that I just wasn't interested in picking up. And sure enough, the last thing that was on that list was this set. And so I saved the offer, added this to my cart, got 40% off of it. And sure enough, I only had to pay $120 for this set, which I think is a pretty fair deal for what you're getting here. And that set is the Captain America shield. So, yeah. First thing is, I had to find a spot to display this. I believe this has some hardware, not hardware, but some design built into it where you can hang it from a wall, which I think is what I'm gonna end up having to do because I just don't have enough shelf space to really display this, along with my Black Panther bust and Thor's hammer and stuff like that. But definitely want to display this on a wall somewhere at some point, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, this is a heavy box. This is just an amazing set. You can see here the back, kind of what it shows. We do get a Captain America minifigure that comes with a Thor's hammer as well, so that's really cool to see that. Yeah, it's a really, really nice set. And again, like I said, I wasn't going to pay $200 for this. So I'm glad I was able to get it for $120. And it's really funny too, because when I got this set from Target, they sent to me like a huge box. And as I opened the box, the set was in a mailer box. So the set was in like a separate cardboard box, like, you know, and it's called the mailer because basically like that's the box that I think basically Lego uses to ship the sets directly to the retailers. But for some reason, Target decided to then put it into another box and ship it to me, which I don't know why that's the case. Like, it was perfectly protected in the mailer box. So that was insane. Like, it was just a huge box fitting the set. But yeah, I'm really excited to build this. This is kind of like my next big, huge build that I have planned. Got a couple sets like in that vein that I gotta kind of catch up on, but otherwise, this is gonna be really fun to build and display with the rest of the Marvel stuff that I have in my collection. So yeah, but other than that though, guys, I'm sorry if you might have heard my phone going off, but otherwise that is the Lego here. So let's go ahead and get into the outro for this video. Alright guys, so thank you so much again for watching this, and you know, I probably will be posting this after Christmas, but otherwise, you know, just wanted to take this time here to wish everyone here a holiday season, a great holiday season, whatever you celebrate, and you know, hope you enjoy some time off with friends and family, and I wish you guys all the best of time and best of luck and everything in the new year in 2024. Can't believe we're already saying that. But yeah, it's been great to provide content to you guys on this channel for this year, and it's been a couple years now I've been doing this, and I really enjoy these videos and making them for you guys. So again, happy holidays, enjoy the time here, and I will see you guys in 2024. Peace.